And now, welcome to another episode of Painting with Tim.
Now be honest with me. I bet none of y'all knew I was an artist. Now I don't want to overwhelm y'all, so we're gonna do something light today, okay? This is good. Y'all just can't see it, but this is really good. And we're done. Oh shit. I don't know how to end this good.
Brings out the kid in all of us. It's Qubo's Night Owl, and it's here for you.
I'm coming home and close to your body, and let's release the love we've been holding back so long.
What's happening, motherfuckers?
Is it me, or is that black hole getting awfully bigger? Shit's been living rent-free in my house for a week. Anywho, why do I keep disappearing? I don't know. If you've seen any of my older videos, firstly, stop. And second, I made it clear that I didn't grow up with cable. One of the channels I watch all the time was Qubo. And in 2021, the channel was discontinued. Since then, I've been telling myself to make a video on Qubo as like a tribute. As you can see, it is 2025, so I clearly felt somewhere. Geek2's pronounced Qubo wrong a few years ago, and it made me laugh. Originally, I was going to make a video with the Wacky Deli talking about the rise and fall of Qubo. I said I couldn't make the video because I was busy, but in reality, I just didn't feel like it. That video was in early production before I canceled it. While doing my research for the script, I saw a tab for Qubo's Night Owl, and that's where I got the idea to make a video about this block. And shouts out to the Qubo wiki because this came in clutch when I was trying to write the script. And you know what? Shouts out to websites in general, especially Squarespace. Thank you, Squarespace.
No problem.
Can I get a sponsor?
No.
On September 28, 2010, Qubo would launch Night Owl. It started at midnight, which was odd, and ended at 6 in the morning. Since Qubo was primarily aimed at preschoolers, Night Owl would attempt to reach out to a more mature audience. The show's features are series that premiered in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and early 2010s. So for this video, I'll talk about almost every show that aired on Night Owl, based on the decade they were released. Kinda like in a lightning fast way, so I don't drag this video out. I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't mind an hour-long video from me, but it's wizard time in like a few minutes, and I got stuff to do. Now, before we get started, I actually have a special guest. I kept messaging him and canceling on him at the last minute. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wacky Deli. See, the joke is that I forgot to text him to record some lines, so that's why he's not saying anything. So that's the joke. I didn't.
Yeah, live in the flesh. Beehive survived in a wreck.
Like I said earlier, the original intent for Night Owl was to appeal to an older audience, and the way they went about it was by airing a few shows created by Filmation. One of the shows that aired was He-Man. I remember seeing the commercial all the time as a kid, but I never saw an episode of the show, mainly because it came on late at night, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who did this. Anyway, I never watched it, but I saw the Netflix reboot. Another show I didn't watch was She-Ra. Like He-Man, I watched the Netflix reboot. Braystar isn't my thing, unfortunately. I'm sure the show has its fans. It had a movie that was released in '88. I completely forgot about the Ghostbusters show, which was released in 1986. Like, I'm aware of the Ghostbusters films, but where did the monkey come from? Don't answer that, I already know the answer. The next show from the 80s we have is Denver the Last Dinosaur. I already reviewed the show back in 2022, and while yes, this video sucks, my point still stands. This show is unbelievably cheesy, but it has its charm. I do enjoy these characters, and the theme song is so catchy. The last show I'm mentioning for this section is Babar. I didn't like this show growing up, but I grew to love this show over time. There's just something about this show that makes it, for lack of a better term, a comfort watch. It's not the funniest show out there, but I had so much fun rewatching this show for this video. Sorry to get off topic, but does anyone else remember the CG show that aired on Disney Junior? It's on Tubi now. I knew I wasn't tripping, my goddamn phone was gaslighting me. As you can see, I didn't watch many of these shows except for the last two. This segment was pretty short, but thankfully we're going to the 90s. I have quite a few shows here. These were shows I still hold in such high regard. Let's start with Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? I remember watching the entire show back then. Not for the plot, it was because of the theme song. The theme song is fucking great! Another show I really liked was Sticking Around, released in 1996. This show is insanely unique for both its animation and writing. I'm serious, this show is hilarious. There's this character named Dill who yells all the time and he cracks me up every time he's on screen.
Just think about it. Lawyers never stop talking.
They just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
Next is Ned's Newt. I always found Newt kind of annoying, and I saw him as just a genie ripoff, but I'll give credit where credit is due. The show looks nice, and that's all I have to say. Oh yeah, forgot to mention that Night Owl also features some live action shows. The next show we have is Animorphs. This show is based off the book of the same name. That's where this meme comes from if anybody was curious. The show is silly, but I don't know. I don't hate it. I mean, it's nothing I'll watch after today, but there's something to enjoy here. The next 3 shows I have were all released in 1999, starting with Dear America. It's a history show, there's not much to say. Next show we have is Archie's Weird Mysteries. Like Devin the Last Dinosaur, this show is cheesy, but I love it. The show is just entertaining, and I love the theme song. I also binged the entire series a while ago. This was such a good show. The last show from the 90s I'll mention is Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd Century. This title was such a mouthful, and the theme song sucks too. I'm not surprised the show didn't last long, but I'll admit, I kinda enjoyed it. Again, nothing I'm going out of my way to watch, but it's passable. And that's it for the 90s, and honestly, I'm having a lot of fun. No, seriously, like, I'm having a lot of fun. No, genuinely, I'm like having a lot of fun. No, but like in a serious way, I'm actually having... That black hole is getting bigger by the second. That's crazy. Cut to the next shot. Welcome to the 2000s. We have now entered the era where I'm sure everyone who grew up with Qubo is going to flood my comment section with, "Yo, I remember this show." And I sit here like, cool, me too. Do you want a cookie? Starting with Setting Ducks, released in 2001. I have a soft spot for early CGI shows, especially this one. I think the show looks nice. Oh yeah, I forgot there was a PS2 game that released in 2004. It was based off the show. I'm not paying fucking 80 bucks for this shit, are you kidding me? Next is one of my personal favorites, Jacob Tutu. I already reviewed the show, but yeah, I still enjoy it. Next we have another Canadian show named Time Blazers. It's another history show, but it's a tad bit more entertaining. You know, let me get this out of the way. Qubo also aired a bunch of animal documentary shows. Shows like Animal Atlas, Zoo Clues, and Safari Tracks. They're all the same show to me, so I won't say much else. Next we have Dragon. Dragging these nuts on your face. Oh my god, I am so fucking funny. Dragon was another comfort watch. I enjoy stop motion animation, so this was definitely up my alley. The next few shows were released in 2005, those being Clash of the Titans, which was a great time, the Zulu Patrol, these character designs suck, being Ian, which I already reviewed, and Jane the Dragon. I forgot how dull this show was. I remember back in 2021 I tried to review the show and I quickly changed my mind. Speaking of dull, we have Famous 5, released in 2008. Absolutely love the theme song, but this show is boring. Next is another show I thought was just fine, and that's Willa's Wildlife. I did the concept, but it's so bland. The last show we have of the 2000s is Spliced. I'll be real, I remember one time when I was a kid, and it was late at night, I got sick and this was the first thing I saw. I blame this show for me getting sick for a while now.
2 bananas for $1. 1 for 60 cents. You down 10 if you don't get the 2. If you get the 2, you'll save 10. Do that 6 times, you got a whole new banana just for staying in business.
Oh shit! We're nearing the end of the video. And while there are more shows that premiered in the 2010s, the rest were just shows that aired during the day. The next 3 shows we have all premiered back in 2010. These shows were Alfred the Hedgehog, I Never Cared for the Show as a Kid, and Sally Bollywood, a show I already reviewed in the past. The points I made in the video are still valid. I still like the show despite its flaws. Yes, I had to rewatch this video because I don't remember anything I said, which isn't too uncommon. I don't even remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. The last show to premiere in 2010 was Art Zuka. The concept of the show was a guy who makes stuff out of just random objects. I thought the show was pretty clever, and the host Jeremy does a great job. Next we have the Secret Millionaires Club. Don't know much about the show. The show started airing around the same time I started to watch TV less. I know Jay-Z made an appearance for some reason. Last but not least, we have Nutri Ventures. This show is boring, man. Fuck eating healthy. That was a joke, guys. So yeah, there's not much to say. The show is just there. That's all the shows I had. After this, nothing new was added to the block. I cannot believe it took me this long to make a video about Qubo. I couldn't think of a proper place to plug this, but can you guys follow my Instagram, please, and we can get to like 1,000 followers? This isn't a request. Damn, Qubo's really gone. And it's all your fault. I forgot to mention this video. This shit is dumb. This is a fun trip down memory lane. For the most part, I enjoyed almost every show that I mentioned in this video. Hopefully you guys feel the same way. And maybe sometime in the future I could do more Qubo videos. Night Owl ended in 2019, and while it wasn't amazing, it introduced me to some hidden gems. And it's pretty cool to me. I came back, did an update video, and disappeared again. My bad, y'all. I'll be more active this year. So yeah, fuck Donald Trump and don't do fentanyl. I'm the nostalgia critic. I'll remember it so you don't have to. Whoa, shit. Oh, we can just. I don't know. I didn't think this last shot through. We're done.